So, hello everybody. I am really glad to be here to be talking to all of you today about parenting, and this is like a big challenge. Now, to listen to parenting, कि अच्छा parenting, what is this workshop on parenting? This is something so simple, right? बच्चे सब पालते हैं. Everybody's raising up kids, so it's very simple. But yes, some children are very successful when they grow up. Some grow up to be individuals who we want to sit with, we want to talk to them, right? We want to be around them. Whereas some individuals we find no, we can't hang out with them, not our type, maybe, right? So there are certain things, certain experiences in life that actually develop a human being into a responsible person. Now, how do we do that? It begins right here. It begins the moment they're born, even before they're born, because we as parents, we have chosen to give birth to somebody, and now we have the sole responsibility to bring them up. How? Bring them up beautifully. Right now, how can we do this? Yes, so I'll just quickly take you all to the PPT. We are going to be doing a lot of question and answers here, and I request each one of you to not answer, don't unmute yourself, quickly type in the chat box. That ways it'll be easier. We'll keep reading also, and everybody will get a chance to be writing, or writing their opinion, or writing whatever they want to say, right? Okay, so moving on to the PPT. Please tell me, what is parenting? आपके हिसाब से parenting क्या है, according to you?
Keep on writing one word answers in the chat box, everyone. So we all have to be active. We all have to be responding to the trainer.
Rules and
Okay.
regulations. Yes, rules and regulations, responsibility. Okay. Don't you think rules, regulations, these are big words for children? Responsibility, such big words. How can we teach those little ones such big words? Taking care of kids, absolutely. This is the first step that we come to. Yes. Care, love. So this is what basically they understand. So when they're little, what do they understand? They understand love, the language of love, the language of care, the language of respect. This is only jitna unko samajh aata hai, that's just it, right? Okay. Give me a moment. All right. So coming to 4 types of parenting. Now, parenting is taking care of our children. Obviously, yes, we love them, we take care of them, we grow them up. Now, how do we do it? There are 4 types of it. As parents, we follow mainly 4 styles. So the first one is permissive style. What is permissive? Permissive is, it's child driven. There are rarely any rules or regulations that you force on a kid, and you overindulge your child in the decision making process to avoid conflict. Now, what do I mean when I say these words? Permissive is permission granted for everything. You don't tick them for anything, right? So everything is very casual. There are rarely any rules that you enforce on them. Now, harshly, we can't, we can't regulate rules on children. आपको ये करना है, ऐसे करना है. A child probably will not understand that language. There are ways you can tell them. Right? What are those ways? We'll talk about those later. But this, for a short, this thing, you can just know that permissive is something where there are no rules. A child casually does whatever the child wants to do. Right? Now, authoritative. Authoritative is when your child is actually solving some problems by themselves, and you are helping them to solve their problems. Yes, you set clear rules and regulations and expectations for your child, but in a way. You don't do that by being harsh to them, but yes, there are certain set rules that they have to follow, and you tell them about it. How? Politely, maybe gently. Yes. Then there is authoritarian. Authoritarian is where you have the authority. People usually get confused between authoritative and authoritarian. The difference between these two terms is, when you are authoritative, you are giving some kind of authority to your child. But when you're authoritarian, all the authority is vested in your hands. It's with you, right? So basically, the child has nothing to do. The child is only following the orders that you are giving to your child, right? So, and you're basically not understanding what their emotional needs are. ओके उनको क्या बुरा लग रहा है, क्या अच्छा लग रहा है, आप उसको नहीं समझ रहे हैं, आप सिर्फ अपने रूल्स बच्चे को बता रहे हैं एंड फोर्स कर रहे हैं बच्चे को कि वो रूल्स को फॉलो करे, राइट? देन अनदर our favorite form of bringing up children these days has become neglectful parenting. Now what is neglectful parent? All of us are busy, obviously, to earn a happy living, to earn our meals, to earn our lavish breads. What do? We work. We have to work, right? We can't live a life without working. We have to work. But in that process, what are we doing? We are neglecting our children. We are forgetting that what is that they want the most. Time is what they want the most from us. Isn't it? Isn't your child happy when you sit with your child for about an hour and you just play with them? How happy are they? Do they cry? Do they give you tantrums? No, they don't give us tantrums. Why? Because that is their emotional need. They want you. Yes. So, neglect is one thing that we are going to deal with. We are going to talk about this a lot in this workshop today. Yes. So, how do you deal with neglect? There are ways and means. You always try to put your child at a place where the child gets busy and then you get to work. So, if you know that you have work for the next 2 hours, think for activities, plan something that your child can do for those 2 hours. And if you don't have something that exclusively your child can do, then indulge them in your work. Yeah. Come to authoritative parenting. What is authoritative parenting? You are going to, supposedly you're cooking. You're going to ask them to cook. Give them a knife that doesn't work properly, that will probably not hit them. Give them maybe 2 beans. They're going to chop them. Yeah. If you're making the dough, give them some flour and a small vessel. Give it to them. Let them make the dough. This will develop their interest in doing things that you are doing. Plus, it's going to keep them busy, right? So if they are busy, you are less in trouble. And if they are free, you are a lot in trouble. Yeah. Okay. So these are basic parenting styles. So now all of you know what should you follow. Should you be permissive parents? You can just simply nod, say a yes or a no. Should you be permissive parents? No, not at all. You can't give them all the permission, ma'am. What if tomorrow your child grows up and tells that, I'm going to go kill someone? Can you allow that? No, you can't allow that. There are supposed to be rules, there are supposed to be regulations, but you can't enforce them. They have to understand why they need to do those rules, why they need to follow a schedule. Yes? So permissive is a no. Is authoritarian fine? That you command and they just listen? Is it fine? No, right? Again, that's a no. Neglectful, not at all. Because neglect can lead to 100 different more problems. So authoritative parenting, and to some extent, we can be permissive. Yeah. Okay. So moving on to how are we going to follow the best kind of parenting? How can we bring them up to be beautiful individuals? Now, you can have certain family rules, you can have certain routines in your life, in your everyday life, which makes your children responsible. Now, let's start by saying, let's just say that you get up in the morning. You woke up, your child is up, you're up. Now, what is the first thing that you're going to do? What is the first thing that you do with your children? Let's see what do you have to say. Please type it in the chat box. What is the first activity that you're going to? Wonderful, greet them. Great. So you say good morning. Yes, you give them a hug. Lovely. That's so great. They've woken up to so much love. So now they know that they're up and there is someone who loves them immensely, right? Now कुछ लोगों को लगेगा, because this is not Indian style, तो कुछ लोग को लगेगा अरे ये क्या, सुबह उठते ही कौन ये करता है, इतना काम होता है. Oh my God, my husband is leaving for office. I don't have time for these hugs and good mornings. I am too busy to do that. But no, you have to take out time for your child. If your child is seeing somebody who is waiting to hug them right in the morning when they wake up, imagine how good that day is going to go. Imagine yourself there. When you wake up, and somebody is there to hug you, to wish you good morning, and they wake you up with a smile. How do you feel? Great, right? You're pumped up for the entire day. You are going to rock the day.
And
And
I
the
think, Anushka, morning time is the best time. It is
right,
the day
ma'am.
starting time where we can,
Absolutely, ma'am.
bring
And
in positivity in the environment.
positivity in them. So, what are they going to do the rest of the day? They're going to be happy, pumped up, all good, right? So that's how we begin our days. Now,
And I
next,
think, Anushka, यहाँ पर हमें एक example लेना चाहिए that how we are actually making them rise in the morning is like if we are pissed off with something, we didn't want to get up early in the morning, and we are pissed off with something or some stuff, we start shouting on our kids, and
yes,
that is how their day begin on a bad note.
yeah.
जैसे
So,
वो
but
उठ
the
नहीं रहे
moment,
हैं तो कुछ आई थिंक अनुष्का पेरेंट मदर्स अपनी बहुत जल्दी अपना पेशेंस लूज कर देती है, और बच्चे उठ नहीं रहे हैं तो गुस्सा हो जाती है, उठ क्यों नहीं रहे हो, तुम्हें पता नहीं है लेट हो रहे हैं, दिस
yeah,
काइंड ऑफ येलिंग एंड शाउटिंग वी स्टार्ट ऑन आवर किड्स.
सबसे पहले उठते ही बच्चा अगर रो रहा है, अरे रो क्यों रहे हो?
हाँ.
प्लीज बी क्वाइट. चुप
एंड
हो
द चाइल्ड
जाओ.
विल डेफिनेटली से मम्मा मुझे स्कूल नहीं जाना, ये मोस्टली
स्कूल
बच्चे
नहीं.
बोलते हैं, छोटे बच्चे तो बहुत ज्यादा बोलते हैं. तो
Yeah.
उस टाइम पे हमें बहुत सोच के आंसर करना है. सो अनुष्का, इफ द चाइल्ड continuously telling the mother that I don't want to go to school, so what we should say and what we should tell them at that time?
Ma'am, there is a reason if a child is continuously saying that I don't want to go to school, there is a reason. There is something uncomfortable they're finding in school. Either they have not made friends, or they're maybe not liking the teacher, or they're not sure, they don't know only why are they going to school. Right? So they first, you have to make them understand what is the purpose of sending them to school. Why are they going to school? Right? Somehow you have to make them believe that no, going to school. My own niece, I have a niece and she was very reluctant to go to school. She never wanted to go to school. So the right in the morning when she would wake up till the time she would finally go to school. And for school jaake she used to be very happy. She used to come back home happy. But initially that those process of those 2 hours, her mother used to have a hard time doing it. But ultimately we just found out that she doesn't have pals. उसके अभी तक friends नहीं बने. Why? Because she doesn't know how to make friends. She was the only child at home and she was not playing with enough children around. Once she started playing with children, she got that feeling of enjoyment that let's go to school. I'm going to get friends. Now she's more than happy to go to school. Even if there are holidays, she'll be like, oh, chutti kyun hai? I want to go to school. Yeah. So we have to find a purpose for them. Right. Repeat answer, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, am I not clear? Is my voice
No,
all
you
clear?
are clear, you're clear, you're clear.
Right. Okay.
आगे चलते हैं, let's go
Yes.
further.
Let's move forward. So coming to family rules, what are certain rules and how are you going to tell your children about these rules? Right? What are the rituals that you can do with them? So family rules and routines are not just rules that you're going to enforce on your children. Aapko aise karna hai, waise karna hai. Now, second thing, they've woken up, they're happy, you've given them a nice hug. Next, what? They should know that their bed is supposed to be made. How are you going to tell them? They're going to copy you. Your child is just a reflection of you. Whatever you are doing, they are just imitating. वो सिर्फ आपको कॉपी कर रहे हैं. तो अगर आप अपने बेड से उठते ही अपना बेड बनाते हैं, ऑटोमेटिकली द चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू बी ट्रेन्ड टू डू दैट. अगर आप सोने से पहले एक बुक पढ़ रहे हैं, ऑटोमेटिकली योर चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू आस्क फॉर अ बुक टू. ममा गिव मी माय बुक.
बट
पापा
अनुष्का, आजकल क्या हो रहा है, अगर मम्मा को भी फोन देखना है सोने से पहले तो बेबी को भी फोन देखना है कि
बेबी को
मम्मा
भी.
आप फोन देख रहे हो तो मैं भी देखूंगी. आई थिंक दिस इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग.
Actually, ma'am, my daughter is 2 years old. Now, whenever I move out of the house, I'm a very careless person otherwise. So, whenever I'm moving out of the house, I always forget my phone. So, what happens? Half of the time, I'm running back, opening the lock again, going back. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? Now, my daughter does that. She asks me purposely to open the gate and she goes inside and she just looks for her phone. Mera phone kahan hai? Phone kahan hai? So, that's one thing that she's learned from me. Right? Okay. So moving on to how are we going to enforce these rules in the house? So rules, how can you
Okay,
tell
one
us?
thing I want to mention over here, ladies, dear ladies, it's a request to me that when we are so much indulged into asking questions ना, जैसे कि आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में क्वेश्चन टाइप कर रहे हो, उससे क्या होगा, आप अपने क्वेश्चन ना अपनी नोटबुक पे कहीं पर लिख लीजिए अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, बिकॉज इफ यू विल कीप ऑन नोटिंग डाउन द टाइपिंग इन द क्वेश्चन इन द चैट बॉक्स, तो उससे क्या होगा कि हम जो भी प्रेजेंट बात पे डिस्कस कर रहे हैं ना, आपका वो मिस आउट हो जाएगा.
Right,
ठीक है
right,
ना, you're getting my point, because we are stuck in the last previous discussion which we are having over here. So the main motive of the present situation which Anushka is explaining to you, we can miss out on that. So we will
yes.
take all your questions, all your queries in the last. We will be spending 15-20 minutes to talk to you for your problems related to your children. But right now, let's focus only on what Anushka ma'am is telling you right now with the presentation. All right?
And ma'am, there are
And
greater chances that all your answers are already answered. हो सकता है.
automatically will get answer.
Right?
Yes.
You can just keep noting your questions. We're right here for you. We'll answer all the questions in the end. But for now, you can just listen to what we are going to be telling you, right? So, house rules. So, what are the house rules and how can you enforce them? The first thing, when they wake up in the morning, when you're giving them a nice hug, ask them to be grateful. Ask them to thank God. The last thing before they sleep should be that they have to be grateful. To whom? To the Almighty, to you, to their friends, to the people who are taking care of them, right? Then, second thing, these are little bits that you can ask them to incorporate in their life to make them better human beings, right? Second thing, honesty always. So, most of the times, your child asks you a question, and what do you say? You lie to them. If your child asks you, where were you? आप कहाँ थे? आप क्या करेंगे? आप झूठ बोल देंगे. Because obviously you don't want to tell them, but tell them. Telling them is the motive. Why? They should know where you were. If you were doing something, you were earning the bread, let them know. I was working for you to get you your favorite goodies, to get you new toys, to get you new clothes, to get you food. Right? Let them know. That is where the responsibility, that feeling of belongingness will start. They will get to know that, okay, my parent was working hard for me. Then be kind. Most of the times, we are not kind to them. We are not kind to others. At times, we are kind just maybe to our husband and to our kids or our parents. But we behave very rude to outsiders. Let's not teach them that. Like I just said, imitation is the thing. Whatever you're doing, आपका बच्चा exactly आपको follow करेगा. So if you are kind, your child is automatically kind. If you're positive, your child is automatically positive. Now, respectful. Everybody in the house has problems, right? Each one of us has problems. जहाँ पे भी दो लोग इकट्ठे रहेंगे, लड़ाई होगी. So there are homes where जहाँ पे problems होती हैं. At times we are fighting with our husbands. At times we have differences with our in-laws. Right? There's a generation gap and it's pretty normal. It's obvious. जहाँ पे दो लोग रह रहे हैं वहाँ लड़ाई भी होगी. Right? So what is important? The baseline is you have to be respectful. You have to teach them that no matter what, you have to respect your elders. You have to respect your grandparents. You have to be kind to them and learn. It's teach them that it is nothing wrong if you say sorry. Thank you, sorry, and please. These are the golden words that they should use in everything. Anybody you see, you greet them, right? आपको कोई भी मिलता है, you say a hello, teach them the same thing. Each time. It's not that कि आपने बच्चे को एक बार बता दिया, बेटा सब अंकल आएंगे, सब आंटी आएंगे, उनको नमस्ते करना. Your child is not going to listen to that. बच्चे को याद नहीं रह रहा है. Why? Because there are n number of thoughts that are lined up in their brain. उनको भी नहीं पता वो कब क्या बोल देंगे. At times आप अपने बच्चे को कुछ राइम सिखाओगे, वो बच्चा वहां पे बोलेगा जहां पे उसको बोलने का कोई मतलब नहीं है. You know why that happens? Psychology says there are 10,000 actions lined up in a child's brain. उसको जिस एक्शन की बारी जिस टाइम पे आएगी ना, वो उस टाइम पे वो करेगा. राइट? तभी बोलते हैं दे आर क्रेजी. दे आर क्रेजी बिकॉज इतना कुछ है उनके पास करने के लिए, तो प्री ऑक्यूपाइड. राइट? सो हो सकता है आप बोल रहे हो अपने बच्चे को कि अंकल को नमस्ते करो, वो बच्चा उस वक्त नहीं करेगा. मे बी दैट चाइल्ड इज डूइंग इट 10 मिनट्स लेटर. नमस्ते अंकल, क्योंकि उस एक्शन की बारी तो अब आई है ना ब्रेन में. राइट? सो गिव देम दैट टाइम. बी रिस्पेक्टफुल टू देम ऑल्सो. राइट? डोंट नेम कॉल देम. आप तो बड़े गंदे से हो, ये क्या बदतमीजी कर रहे हो. Don't give them these words. Don't give them. What are they becoming? They're becoming what you're saying. So if you're saying positive, they're going to be positive. They've done something wrong. One thing I tell all the parents is don't use the word no. There is no. Take it out of your dictionaries. A big no to the no. It is not there. This word doesn't exist. ये मत करो तो आपको बोलना ही नहीं है. आपका बच्चा घर में दौड़ रहा है, running in the house, breaking things. What are you going to do? Obviously, you're very angry. Maybe they've broken your favorite vase. It was very expensive. What now? If you're angry, what is the child going to do? वो बच्चा next time भी वास तोड़ देगा और उसको छुपा देगा और झूठ भी बोलेगा. You get it? So what are you going to do? You're going to tell them that, baby, see, this vase was so expensive. Papa earned for so many days and then we could purchase this. Now what? It's broken. Now the child is going to feel bad. And the next time, the child is not going to run. Because now the child knows that the house is not the place to run. So you can tell them, let's go to the playground sometime in the evening and we can jog there together. Or I'll take you to the park. Let's not run here. We can sit and play in the house. Cooperate with them and they are going to cooperate with you. Now, how are you going to teach them to be responsible? Responsibility is the biggest rule in the house. First thing first. What do they play with? Their toys. सबसे पहला step क्या है? If they're playing with their toys, ask them to wind up their toys. Buy little boxes or small bins for all their toys. Now tell them that once you're done playing, put them back. This is for toddlers. What do you do with teenagers? With teenagers, you tell them to be responsible with their things, maybe their belongings. Yeah, that take care of your belongings. And we cannot afford a next one. If the child still loses it, if a child is still losing that expensive belonging, what do? Before you get them a next one, wait for some time. Let the child feel the scarcity. Let the child feel. उसको feel होने दो कि अब मेरे पास ये चीज नहीं है क्योंकि मैंने ये चीज गुमा दी है. But what do we do most of the time? We get angry. We scold them. And then they lose the thing again. फिर वो क्या करते हैं? When we ask for the thing, मम्मा वो फट गई थी, मैंने फेंक दी. मम्मा वो किसी ने चुरा ली. वो किसी ने नहीं चुराई होती है, वो बच्चे ने गुम कर दी है. But because they know that you're going to get angry, to avoid that anger, they're going to lie to you. Let's not let our children lie to us. Let us be their mirrors where they can come and tell everything and anything. They don't have to think before talking in front of their parents. Now, there's this very famous movie by Ranbir Kapoor that had recently come, where he marries Shraddha Kapoor. I forgot the name of the movie. This is a very, very recent movie. And over there, it's like this person is very friendly with his parents. So Shraddha Kapoor, who is supposedly his girlfriend and supposed to marry him, she always wants to find time separately. She wants to go on lone dates. Lone dates would be just with her boyfriend or just with her fiance. But she gets frustrated and she chooses not to marry him for this reason कि वो उसको अलग से time नहीं देता है. But when she talks to him, ultimately the reality that he says is that I don't need lone time with you. To hug you, to kiss you, or to maybe love you, I don't need to go separately. I can do that in front of my family. My family is cooperative. Let's be those families where your children can be themselves. They can do whatever they're doing. Right? Let them be confident around you. Otherwise, क्या होता है? बच्चे हर जगह पे they perform extremely well. But the moment they see their family, they get nervous. Oh God, मम्मा आ गई. Shit, पापा आ गए. अब क्या करेंगे? What am I going to do? My dad is watching me. What if my dad scolds me later? What if my mom beats me up? Why?
I think, Anushka, we have to be little bilingual because there are
Yes,
new
yes.
learners here, and we all are liking it. See, our focus is why to keep this session in English only, because
Yes,
ultimately you all are grooming your English skills, right? So
yes.
if you will tend to focus on listening in English, it will develop your communication skills. अब देखो आप अपने आप को फिर से वो कर रहे हो, फाउंडेशन में नहीं रख रहे हो कि मैम हिंदी में बोलो, हिंदी में बोलो.
Is
क्यों?
there a problem? अच्छा, English
No,
में
no,
I'm
no, no. There is no problem. We have to understand the fact that, see, the same thing we are putting
yes,
into
yes.
our kids
Agree.
also. We are continuously telling them ऐसे करो. अब आप भी जैसे हमें continuously बोली जा रहे हो मैम हिंदी में बोलो, हिंदी में बोलो. क्यों बोले हिंदी में? This is the course you have chosen for yourself to develop your communication skills. So you need to adjust. You're
Yes.
getting the point. Try to understand Anushka's session only in English. I have forcefully told her to take it in English only, because ultimately we are here to develop our communication skills as well. And that is what you need to do with your children as well. You are not speaking with them, you're not developing their communication skills. All right. So try to listen how she's explaining and how wonderfully she's using the good vocabulary. That is going to help you out over here. Okay. Yes, Anushka, you can continue in English only.
Okay,
It
ma'am.
is
So
compulsory for them.
these,
Okay.
these were a bits about rules. Now there are also rituals. Rules के साथ rituals भी आते हैं. Rituals क्या होते हैं? What are rituals? These are the practices that we follow. So you know there are families, happy families if you've seen, they go for a movie every week. Today's a movie day. Sorry, we can't attend your party because it's family movie. Sorry, today we go out for dinner. We can't come to your place for dinner. It's family time. That is what your children need. They need time with you. Yes? They need those little birthday celebrations. आपके लिए होता है अरे क्या यार 40 years के हो गए क्या केक काटेंगे? No. It's not you who's going to cut the cake. It's your children who are going to enjoy that time when you're all cutting the cake. You're all happy. Yeah? Bedtime routines again. If you have a habit, your child is automatically going to take it. Now you get to choose what habit you want in your kids. Do you want them to watch the phone or the TV, or do you want them to read something good and have a good night's sleep? Yeah. Okay. Outdoor activities is a must. I will say why. Because these days, what are we lacking? We are lacking going outside. We don't go outside. That physical activity thing is eliminated. Everybody is sitting just in their homes. So if you go outdoors, even you can beat your stress and your children can enjoy and they can be physically fit. Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So before we move on to the next thing, now is the time for all of you to write something in your chat boxes. You are going to tell me two activities. Two activities that you promise to do with your kids daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Two activities each. So give me 8 activities. Two activities that you promise to do from today. Daily. Two activities that you promise to do monthly. Two activities that you promise today to do weekly, and 2 that you're going to do yearly. Quickly type in the chat box. I'm going to read it later. Yeah.
And mention weekly, daily, monthly,
You can
or
just write
yearly.
a W, D, W, and you can
Yes.
write yearly, M for monthly. That would
Even
be
I want to request the trainers also to participate in the session. Do write down their thoughts also.
great. Drawing and reading. Ludo. Great. Yes, we've actually forgotten about the games like Ludo and Carrom boards. These were one big family games, but we've forgotten. Family outings, obviously. Great. Cricket. Thank you, Anita ma'am. Reading, family outings, yes. So there are such activities that you can do with them every day, or you can do weekly, you can plan to do monthly and yearly. Great, ma'am. All of you are already doing so many things. Let's read the next part of it later on. So moving on to the next part, that is positive discipline. We talked about rules. Yes. Now discipline also has a major part to play. What is discipline again now? Who's going to tell me what is discipline? Certain rules that you enforce on your children, right? Now, how will you do it? Again, I'm going to say this, that children only imitate. They don't learn like that. They don't learn by the way you say. So, what are you going to do? If you want to enforce discipline, positive discipline, you are going to first follow it. There's a small story that I'm going to tell you. So there was this ek Babaji the, and there was this boy. So this parent took his child to this so-called Babaji, and like he has a remedy for everything. So this father was very, worried because his kid would only eat sweets and nothing else. So the person, or sweets may be kya good. So this person took his son to Babaji and said, Babaji, ye sirf gud khata hai. And Babaji is like, okay, then I'll give you a remedy, but you come to me a week later, right? So, a week later, again, the person came. So, Babaji told the kid that, kid, don't eat good, right? And the person said that, so from so far away, I'm traveling and I'm coming to you here. And what do you think you're doing? You just had to say this. You could have said this a week earlier. Why did you call me today again? I spent so much money coming here. You know what Babaji said? Said that I was an addict myself. मैं खुद भी गुड़ खाता था इतना, तो मैं उसको कैसे बोल सकता हूँ कि you stop eating, right? So before enforcing anything on anybody else, on your children, you're going to do it yourself. Okay. Now, what are you going to say? How are you going to choose your words when you're asking them? You're asking or expecting them to follow some discipline. In place of saying, stop it, you can say, I see you having a hard time stopping. I can help you to stop, right? Instead of saying, stop crying, you can just say that it's okay if you're feeling bad. Do you need a hug? Do you want mama? Do you want to do something else? Just try to take their attention away from that, right? Stop screaming. Don't scream. No, don't say this. Go to them, hold them close, tell them, take a few deep breaths, right? We'll figure out something, right? If their toy is broken and they're screaming because maybe they want a new toy or somebody has taken it away, tell them that you're going to get them a new one, but they should not scream. Don't say, stop screaming, right? Be quiet. Be quiet can be said in 100 different ways. Please be soft. Let's do something else, right? Maybe you can tell them that you're not liking it, but in different ways rather than just saying rude words to them, right? You're fine. Don't say you're fine. This is where you're telling them that I know you're fine. Let them choose, no? Ask them, are you okay? How was your day? Did you enjoy at school? Yeah. So when they're coming back from school, don't just ask them how their day was, right? In the moment. Don't just ask them how their exam was. Did they score good? How was the exam? How was the test? Yeah. Don't ask them that. Ask them, how was your day? Did you enjoy? Maybe later you can ask them how they've done in their exam or their test or anything that they had. Right? Little traditions or ideas that you can do at home. You can have special day meals, special breakfast, maybe. Or you can ask your child once in a week, what's your favorite lunch, and prepare it for them, whatever they like to eat. Right? Teach them that praying is important. Right? If you don't believe in God, ask them to sit and meditate. Very important. Yeah.
How
But
many of you are doing this thing with your kids? I was not doing, honestly, Anushka. I will also start preaching this thing. It's a very good tip which Anushka has given, because end of the day we all are also parents. हमें भी शायद कुछ चीजें नहीं पता. तो ये आजकल के टाइम पे ये जो counselings हैं, these counselings really help us a lot to follow these regime in our life. So I think I was also not asking her to pray before she should eat. So I'll do that with her now. So I think आप में से और भी जो कर रहे हैं, keep on raising your hands, keep on showing a smiley. It shows that you all are listening to the session, all are understanding what we are explaining it to you. So be, interactive in the session, everybody.
right,
Yeah,
right.
great,
Well,
right.
there are, you can also have um, family gratitude jar or something. You can just keep a jar at home where, if your child likes something, someday they can write a gratitude message. Yes. And once in a while, mothers, we are so boring, no? What do we do is बस हमें वो टिफिन पैक करना है, बच्चे को न्यूट्रिशन मिलना चाहिए, उसको मजा आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है, is none of our headache. Give them something innovative, right?
You don't
Once
even
in a
know are
while,
they actually eating their lunch or not, or they're just sharing it with their friends. So
we
that
actually
is
don't
also
know.
point.
Yeah, but ma'am, trust me, when I was back in school, मतलब हम सब जब school में थे, so the day mummy used to give us special tiffins, you know what happened?
Yes.
We used to feel good that, oh my God, today I
And
have
it
got a,
happens, today also. When
yeah,
your child is already aware कि आज मम्मा ने क्या दिया. I think schools में शुरू हो चुका है ना party tiffins. Now
yeah,
specifically teacher tells them a day before the party day that you will be having a party tomorrow, and ask your mommy to give you a party tiffin.
Yes.
And children are so excited about the fact that, of course, we have to, get mummy ready with the party food, and my tiffin should be the best. I
Absolutely.
think this also comes into their mind.
So otherwise also, अगर आप किसी दिन बच्चे को कुछ special दे रहे हैं, the child is, 10% more confident. Today
Yes.
I have a nice fancy tiffin, right? So वो था ना आपने हमारे इसमें तो we used to have the one who had got Maggie, सब उसके friends बन
Yeah.
जाते हैं.
Maggie,
तो now
French
थोड़ा
fries.
you're my friend, so that
Yeah.
happens. So imagine if you've actually given them something good, how good are they going to feel in school? Another thing, what not tiffin, giving the tiffin is not just the only thing, it's not the end of the world. Once in a while, put a nice chit. Mama loves you. Put that chit. Take out those 10 seconds and put it inside that tiffin. Stick a
Wow,
sticker
this is
on
this
that
is
tiffin.
again a very wonderful, tip which Anushka has given to all of us. I think
Put a
this is
sticker.
also one thing we are missing. We never
Yeah.
mentioned such kind of chits. I haven't done it till date. So this is something. Of course, when my child will start reading, it will help her out. But of course, with the toddlers, Anushka, we can send a smiley,
And you
right?
can send faces with toddlers, at least
Yeah,
a
faces.
heart,
Of course.
maybe a heart, so something like this. And even if they're toddlers, teach them certain kind of sign language. So teach them how I love you looks like. I, heart, you can do that with on their chalkboards with them. That's another topic for a workshop, another big workshop. But yes, let's just try to be more indulging with them. If you indulge in their lives, if you include yourself in their life, they are going to include you in their life when they grow up, because this is the time they need you. And some, it's just a little time span. Thode din ke baad, they're going to be adolescents, they're going to be teenagers, and then they will not want you. They will say, stay out of my life. Now if you want to be in their lives at that time, you have to be in their lives today. Yeah, after all, we are the ones who are raising them. So be a parent जिसके बिना वो रह ही नहीं सकते. Why do you want to be a parent जिससे वो दूर भागना चाहते हैं, जल्दी बड़े होना चाहते हैं? Yes, it's happened to you. Don't worry, ma'am. Don't worry. Just follow these few tips, and your kids are going to be again back in your hands, just like this. Okay. So now the next thing that we're
Anushka,
going
I think this thing is coming up because we all have mothers, we all have mother-in-laws who keep on telling us that you have to be strict, you have to impose things on them. And
that's
then I think that is the time when mothers get aggressive with their kids. तो ये भी एक reason होता है कि किसी ने हमें ऐसे taught किया and we also follow their footsteps. कि मेरी
right.
मम्मा तो बहुत मारती थी बचपन में, तो I will also follow the same thing on my kids कि शायद इससे वो डरेंगे. तो I think वो
मैम
चीज
डर
अभी
से
हमें
कुछ भी
नहीं
नहीं
करनी
होता.
है. It's 2024. Things have totally changed now. The upbringing and how we are broughting up our children is has entirely changed now. तो वही अनुष्का आपको बता रही है कि अब हम मॉडर्न पेरेंटिंग सीख रहे हैं यहाँ पे. It's a
Exactly.
modern method of
Raise them
parenting.
to be grateful, ma'am. Raise them to be grateful kids. You
Yes.
should be grateful for each and everything that you've done for them. Our
Hmm.
generation, the generation we are in, we are very grateful to our parents for what they've done to us. But we are also very scared of them at the same time.
Hmm.
So when जहाँ पे डर आ जाता है वहाँ पे रिस्पेक्ट नहीं रहती. You're going to lose the respect over there. It's only आपको पता ही नहीं लगेगा is it respect या डर है क्या, समझ नहीं आ रहा, confused, right? Identity crisis. Why does your child have that identity crisis? Because आपके बच्चे को कभी पता ही नहीं लगा कि decision making कैसे होती है. You've never let them. You're such a authoritarian parent. आपने कभी authority अपने बच्चे को दी ही नहीं. That's why I'm saying it starts with a simple, थोड़ा सा आटा दे दो, खुद बनाने दो. डो बना देंगे, उतनी सी रोटी तवा पे रख देंगे आपके साथ. What is it doing? You're not teaching your child to make roti. You're teaching your child to do their things themselves and be confident in doing that. Eat that roti, no matter it's with dirty hands. वो आग पे पक गई, clean हो गया उसका सब germs. Eat it. They're going to feel good. That is how you're imposing confidence in them. You are dwelling it. So these little activities that you do will, make you understand that, make them understand that yes, we are doing something. That thing, that confidence, that being grateful, all these qualities you're going to impose in them by doing these little activities in your daily life. Now let's come to the last bit. I'm quickly going to wrap it up so that we can also take questions towards the end. So now comes communication and emotions. What is communication? What are these emotions? Does that little child have emotions? Are their emotions that big? मैम आजकल क्लास 2 क्लास 3 की गर्ल्स और बॉयज घर आके बोलते हैं मम्मा मुझे वो पसंद है. इमेजिन. अभी भी मैं बोल दूं मेरे पेरेंट्स को तो वो नहीं मानेंगे. अभी तो चलो शादी हो गई है बट my parents would not listen, and most of us हमारे पेरेंट्स नहीं सुनेंगे. but kids these days in class 1 class 2, मम्मा मुझे वो अच्छा लग रहा है, मुझे वो पसंद. I have a crush, mama. Now how to deal with this? Get normal with this. It's very normal. We are living in a globalized world. We have already let our kids out. And you think कि आपके बच्चे बाहर जा रहे हैं और वो नहीं सीखेंगे. आप नहीं बचा सकते. Obviously you don't want to raise a dumb child जिसको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है. Let your child know. Oh, okay, crush. You have a crush? My God, what's that? I don't know. Ask your child like that. What's this crush? Mama, वो जब आपको कोई boy अच्छा लगता है ना वो crush होता है. Listen to it. Now is the time where you should keep your ears open. Now what happens when they become teenagers? They stop talking to us. Chup chap. Even if they're bathing, आप नहाते हुए अगर वॉशरूम में चले जाएंगे, they'll show you such anger. You know why? Because communications and emotions were not understood when they were supposed to be understood. Right? People say don't undress in front of your parents, in front of your children. Don't change your clothes in front of your children. Do it. Be normal. They should know that these are body parts. Yes, obviously, there is a difference in a male and a female. Right? You cannot show them your privates. You cannot also interfere in your privates. But you can obviously have the thing that, okay, it's normal. It's just a body part. Normalize them with this. Make them aware individuals. Yeah. So if you talk to them in a friendly way, do you think they'll be uncomfortable telling you anything? They will never be. If you show them that face that, oh, I also want to know, मुझे भी जानना है, ये क्या है? I'm not from your time. Right? What are they going to feel? The moment they get to know something new, you know, the first thought that will come to your mind, I'm going to go tell mama about this because she will probably not know. She's old age. Yeah, give them that confidence. Now, how will you do it? Because emotions, these are emotions, and then communication. So give them the free space to communicate. Little activities every day that you do. Communication. The moment they're coming back from school, अपने क्वेश्चंस लेके बिल्कुल वेट मत करो उनका कि जैसे आएंगे तो ये 10 क्वेश्चंस हैं जो पूछूंगी अभी. 1 2 3 4 ये किया क्या, टिफिन खाया क्या, नहीं खाया, क्यों नहीं खाया, 15 मिनट लेट क्यों, 10 मिनट लेट क्यों. नो. Oh, you got late, all fine. Did you get stuck somewhere? Were you okay? I got worried. I was worried. Yeah. This is now this part, emotions and communication. When it comes to toddlers, I'll just do it a little age specific. अगर toddlers हैं तो emotions क्या होंगे toddlers के? रो रहे हैं, बिना बात के रो रहे हैं. Mama, mama. Now we don't know why are they crying. They're crying because they don't have your attention. It's not that उनको सर में दर्द नहीं है. They're not 60 years old. They don't have your attention. Attention दे दो थोड़ी देर. Get them busy. उनके पास कोई काम नहीं है और उनको या तो खेलना आता है या रोना आता है तो रो रहे हैं. Because they don't know what to do. थोड़ी देर attention दो, समझाओ, खेलो, get them busy. They'll be fine.
But Anushka, we need to tell the mothers that khelo, but without phone. I think the screen
Yes,
time.
ma'am. Phone मत दो मैम. Screen time तो now again emotions के end में this I'm going to be making a very major statement, ma'am. लोग बोलते हैं screen time दो. All these bloggers you see on Instagram. I don't blog, ma'am. I'm not a blogger, but you will be following hundreds of bloggers over Instagram and Facebook. And they say it's fine to give 10 minutes of screen time. It's fine to feed your children. You know what is happening if your children are watching screen? They're getting more aggressive. They're giving you 100x more tantrums. Don't give them any screen time. फोन तो दिखाना ही नहीं है मैम. फोन तो देना ही नहीं है. If it's TV, if there is something, you know, you really are busy with something that important कि आपको नहीं चाहिए कि आपका बच्चा मम्मा भी बोल दे. If it is that important of a meeting and you're making them watch TV, कुछ अच्छा लगा दो मैम. Play phonics for them. Let them learn sign language. Those videos are also there. Rather than always, you know, showing wheels on the bus go round and round. That's of no use. And you want them to learn rhymes, and you think that, playing those rhymes over the TV is making your kid smart. No, it's making your kid dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think the virtual autism is also one problem, which is,
Yes, ma'am. Which is
very, and
coming up.
ADHD, that
ADHD
hyperactive
again.
kids are, we are raising hyperactive kids, and autism is something, another problem, which we parents are going to
Yes.
face if we are not going to stop them.
मैम 4 साल तक हम बच्चे को लगातार फोन और टीवी दिखाते हैं, और बच्चा वो फोन और टीवी पे देखी हुई राइम्स ही बोलता है, और फिर उसके बाद हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं कि ये कुछ और बोलता क्यों नहीं है, ये गूंगा है क्या?
Yes.
Why are we doing that? You have yourself done it. Your child was not born like that. We have done it, right? How are we going to take it off? You want to make them learn rhymes? Sing them rhymes.
Hmm.
गाओ उनके लिए rhymes, मैम. बोल के सुनाओ उनको rhymes. You want them to sing? Sing to them. My daughter was not introduced to the concept of TV till she turned 2 years old. फिर उसने किसी के घर पे टीवी ऑन देख लिया तो she was like, oh my god, what is this? तो उन लोगों ने मुझे पूछा कि ये क्या कर रही है? I said, मैम इसने पहली बार लाइफ में टीवी देखा है. Right? No TV. Say no to that. Now, emotions. Now, how will you deal with those emotions that your teenagers have? Now, teenagers' ke emotions are mood swings, ma'am. Very big mood swings. They will not come out of their room. And if you want to go into their room, they will not accommodate you. They will give you faces that don't come here, we don't need you. That is the time when you're going to give them big emotional statements. Melodrama karo, but wo Balaji telefilms wala melodrama nahi, ma'am. Do a melodrama like, I understand. I'm sure, your mood is off. मुझे पता है आपका किसी बात से मूड ऑफ है, और शायद आप वो मम्मा को नहीं बता सकते हो, पर इट्स ओके. जब आपका मूड ठीक होगा, कम बैक टू मम्मा. आई एम वेटिंग राइट हियर फॉर यू. मे बी आपका बच्चा एक बार के लिए आपके मुंह पे दरवाजा मार देगा, 5 मिनट्स के बाद आपके पास ही आएगा. Gonna come back to you. Because you've given them that feeling that you are there for them. Yeah. If your teenager is coming home late, don't ever ask them, late क्यों हो गया? अंधेरा हो गया, पता नहीं है तुझे? Don't give them these things. Ask them, सब ठीक था? Did you get your public transport on time? बस late तो नहीं हो गई थी आज? Something like that. Talk indirectly. अगर आप सीधा ऐसे बोलेंगे तो आपके बच्चे को लगेगा आप डांटने वाले हैं. मे बी आपका बच्चा झूठ बोल देगा. Your kid will never tell you कि आज ना कॉफी पीने लग गया था फ्रेंड्स के साथ, या थोड़ी देर एंजॉय कर
I
रहा
think they will, on the way only, they will start, making up a story in their mind
था.
कि
Yes.
जाके मम्मा को क्या झूठ बोलना है, वो इतने में
रास्ते में
बना
ही
लेंगे
story
पूरी
लग
स्टोरी.
जाएगी. मैंने किया है मैम, आई यूज्ड टू डू. रोज लेट हो जाते थे. हिल्स में मैम देयर इज अ वेरी 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 फेमस ट्रेंड ऑफ माल रोड पे घूमना है. शिमला
हाँ.
जाते होंगे आप सब लोग, यू मस्ट बी गोइंग टू शिमला. मॉलिंग
Yes.
करनी. हर एक हिल स्टेशन में मैम देयर इज अ मॉल रोड. तो क्या करते
Yes.
थे, अपनी ट्यूशन तो खत्म हो गई लेकिन माल रोड पे तो घूमना है. एक गेड़ी, वन गेड़ी. सो व्हाट विल यू डू? यू विल प्लान. आज ना ट्यूशन वाले 15 मिनट मैम मम्मा एक्स्ट्रा घुमाया, एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस दे दिए मम्मा आज सर ने, तो हम
हाँ.
वहीं पे सॉल्व करके आ गए ना. हु मम्मा इज चेकिंग कौन से एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन है, दिखाओ. एंड इफ यू आर दैट मदर हु इज चेकिंग, प्लीज स्टॉप इट. आपका बच्चा आपसे और दूर चला जाएगा. योर किड विल नॉट टेल एनीथिंग, right? And also when it comes to emotions, tell them that everybody has emotions. Tell them about those emotions also जिनके emotions unnoticed है. For example, your maid in the house. Yeah, tell them that if it's the maid, she also has emotions. You have to be grateful to her also. You have to be kind to her. You have to talk to her nicely. Teach them that once in a while they can talk to them. Ask them, Auntie, kaise ho? How are your kids? And if her kids are your bachcho ka age, then let them call them home at times, maybe on your children's birthdays or sometime.
Yes. And teach them the process of gratitude by making them prepare a card, a greeting card, a thank you card, and they
Yeah.
should be giving it to their house help, even to the security guard bhaiya, even if you're living in a society, any nearby community helpers, teach them this gratitude feeling, that how they can donate their clothes, their toys to the needy people, and just ask them, give them a work, give them some kind of a work that you have to prepare 3 cards of thank you. I want to see how you're going to prepare them, and we will be giving it to the people whom you want to thank you. Let them choose whom they
Yes.
want to thank you. It can be you also. Maybe they
Absolutely.
want
Now,
to
yeah,
thank you to you as well. So,
absolutely, ma'am. Now, when your kid is throwing major tantrums, what can you do? Give them
hmm.
some color pencils and some pages. See, just make this. Introduce them to such concepts, right? Then, one very major thing that we do. अब हम embarrass हो जाते हैं जब हमारे बच्चे कुछ गलत कर देते हैं in front of people. And what do? We force them to apologize. Is it right? Don't do that. It's not right. Apologies is apologies are never forced. They can never be forced. Let your child feel. Until and unless your child feels कि उन्होंने कुछ गलत किया है, तब तक वो सॉरी नहीं बोलेंगे, वो थैंक यू नहीं बोलेंगे, वो प्लीज नहीं बोलेंगे. हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू टेल देम? खुद से तो समझ नहीं आएगा. यू विल टॉक टू देम. इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग सॉरी बोलो, सॉरी बोलो, सॉरी बोलो, आप उनको ये बताओ कि किस लिए सॉरी बोलना है आपको, उन्होंने क्या गलत किया है, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग इन देयर एक्शन. Then maybe they're going to say sorry way sooner. Or maybe this time they don't say it, but next time for sure they will. Right? And there are some little tips, for the moms who are present in the house all the time. So there are certain things that you should do with your children because you are the one. All these things, I mean, not certain different things, but all these things. Why? Because you are way more responsible than your husband. And ma'am, this is also very trending on Instagram. Co-parenting, no?
Yes, yeah. I've
So
heard that.
fathers also should be responsible.
Hmm.
Why should I only do it? Whose child is it? Isn't the child yours? Then why do you want the fathers to be there all the time for everything? This is no
Hmm.
feminine fight, right? ये आपके हक की लड़ाई नहीं है कि बच्चे को कौन ज्यादा सिखा रहा है.
Hmm.
Don't do it. Don't fight with your husbands for that. Because if we are chosen as mothers, if we have that biologically, we are biologically fit to give birth, maybe we can nurture them better. They're coming out from us.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world knows that what a mother can give, a father cannot.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah, it is true that what a father can give, a mother cannot. It is there. But let them be for their roles, no?
Because
For
I think
every
your connection starts before 9 months than a father.
exactly,
So you're always
exactly,
on a edge behind, the husband will be behind you when they are, dealing with the kids. Because आपने 9 months भी उनको feel किया है emotionally, आप
absolutely.
उनके साथ connected रही हैं. And from your own blood, you have created a person into your womb. I think that is the main thing, Kanushka, where the mothers are more connected to the kids. क्योंकि
Absolutely,
उनकी journey
ma'am.
9 months पहले शुरू हो गई. तो
शुरू हो
आप
गए.
अपने बच्चे को, अगर आपका बच्चा अभी 5 years का है, तो 5 year 9 months से जानते हो आप उसको. आपके हस्बैंड तो उसी टाइम मिले जब बच्चे ने बर्थ लिया. बट आई थिंक यू आर नोइंग योर किड व्हेन यू गॉट योर किड इन योर वूम. सो दैट इज द मेन प्रोसेस विच यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वहां से नर्चरिंग
Absolutely.
शुरू हो गई थी. एज अ मदर हम कितना ध्यान रख रहे
Cycle.
थे अपना. वी वर ईटिंग गुड फूड, वी वर लिसनिंग टू गुड म्यूजिक, we were becoming more spiritual at that time when we were pregnant. So I think that was the time when you started raising your kid. आपने वहीं से रेज करना शुरू कर दिया था. तो
Yes.
ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन है that we are
And ma'am,
more.
already एक power position है हमारे पास. Why do we want to lose this power? We are
Yes,
powerful.
of course. See,
बच्चे
we
are
need
already
fathers to
better
be
there.
there, yes, to support us, but
Power.
we can't impose things on them. क्योंकि I think एक ऐसा टाइम आएगा जब वो ज्यादा फादर से ही कनेक्टेड होंगे. बट अभी ये जो इनिशियल एज है उनकी, दैट टाइम दे विल बी कनेक्टेड टू यू, वेदर इट इज अ मेल चाइल्ड और अ फीमेल चाइल्ड. वो आपसे ही कनेक्टेड होंगे फॉर एटलीस्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट 12 years, till
Right.
the time they are not teenagers, because during the time of teenagers they are more friendly with their father and than mothers, because father समझते हैं उनको उस टाइम पे, but mothers they start neglecting them. तो हमने वही सोचा है, मैंने और अनुष्का ने, कि राइट नाउ वी वर मोर फोकसिंग ऑन द टॉडलर्स एंड वी वर मोर फोकसिंग ऑन द इनिशियल upbringing of the children, but we will be definitely coming with the episode number 2 of parenting, where we will be making you understand how to deal with the teenagers and how to deal with the children who are married. आपको पता है
Right.
ये टॉपिक किसी किसी ने नहीं उठाया होगा कि अगर आप एक मदर इन लॉ बनती हैं, that time also you have to raise your kids in a perfect way, because you will get another daughter in law or son in law. आप उनको कैसे रेज कर सकते हो, ये किसी ने सिखाया आज तक पेरेंटिंग में? बट दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो ये जो एक अनदर टॉपिक है वो मैं और अनुष्का उठाएंगे फिर से नेक्स्ट आफ्टर अ क्वार्टर. वी विल अगेन कीप अ पेरेंटिंग वर्कशॉप, and in that workshop we will be telling you in detail how to raise the teenagers and how to be a wonderful mother-in-law for your future grandchildren and for your kids and with your daughter-in-law. तो वो भी हम आपको सिखाएंगे, बट उससे पहले I think Anushka want to wrap up, and for the next 15 minutes we will take your questions. Okay, Anushka?
Right. So ma'am, there are a lot of questions coming up. How do you deal with stubborn children? What do you
Yeah.
do with toddlers turning stubborn? So ma'am, they're stubborn क्योंकि आपने उनको बहुत rules बता दिए हैं. They're very tiny. They're little for those rules. मत बोलिए उनको rules. You know, for some time, at least for the next 10 days, 10 days का time सिर्फ ले लीजिए आप. Be children with them. Be kids with them. Yeah. We all the time we keep telling them, यहाँ गन मत फैलाओ, यहाँ पे ये मत करो, वो मत करो. All the time we're telling them this. Be kids with them. For some time, enjoy their fun. If they're yelling, you also yell with them. Right? If they're lying down on the floor, lie down on the floor with them. If they're rolling, roll with them. If they want to go out with them. Be kids with them. Trust me, they're going to be better. बट आपको पेशेंस से डील करना पड़ेगा. इफ यू कीप टेलिंग देम अभी स्टबर्न क्यों रहे हो, अभी ये क्यों चाहिए, मार्केट जा रहे हैं, मुझे यही चाहिए यही चाहिए. डोंट टेल देम नहीं मिलेगा. टेल देम दैट वी राइट नाउ कैन नॉट बाय दिस. राइट, मम्मा हैजंट गॉट इनफ मनी, वी विल गेट मोर मनी, देन मे बी वी कैन बाय इट. आपके पास ऑलरेडी ऐसा कुछ है, फिर से ले लेंगे. There are different ways and means. Okay, for today, you asked me, no, that you want this thing, so let's buy what you want. This time, this thing maybe we can buy the next time. Yeah, but make sure whatever you say, you do it. Don't give them false hopes. If you cannot buy it, tell them clearly that you cannot buy it. You don't have the money. Give them real reasons in life. Let them think. Yeah. Now, some people are also asking what to do with teenagers, ma'am. So, teenagers in detail, we're going to cover in another workshop where we talk about teenagers specifically. We also might come up with a workshop where we specifically talk about toddlers. Depends on on your queries. What do you want more? Right. This was my wrap up. Was that you are a mother. That's your superpower. Take it, be in it, enjoy it, rejoice it. Okay. Don't just be busy in that fight that why can't fathers do this? Why isn't my husband cleaning the potty? I can't do it. That's okay if you're doing it. That's okay if he's not doing it. Yeah. Try to accept, give your child that atmosphere where the child thinks that love and care is around me. Not that your child is thinking, where am I born? यहाँ पे तो constant power struggle चल रहा है मम्मा पापा मम्मा दादी नानी के बीच में. Let not that be the thing. Give them an atmosphere जहाँ पे they are surrounded with peace. They're surrounded with positivity. And positivity they're getting only through you.